Jeff, thanks for being on the interview series. I wanted to talk to you today because I know that you were one of the first people that joined the group with tech. At least that's how I remember it. And since then, I know that you did pretty well at eBay, and I know you were doing pretty well on Facebook Marketplace. And I know that recently you basically got your dream job, which is awesome. And I know that.
Go ahead.
And I know that your dream job is not reselling. So I thought it was interesting, kind of the discussion of what is eBay long-term? Is it a bridge to something? Is it a bridge to nowhere? Is it something that you can always jump back to? Or what is it to different people?
For me, eBay was always supposed to be part-time, but it never worked like that. I think I had some success selling during COVID. I was selling a medical device on Amazon, and that's what really sparked my interest in reselling. So I jumped in, basically buying.
Oh, Jeff, we're only seeing like 2/3 of your face. Can you move the camera over a little bit?
Oh, you only
Perfect.
see it?
That's much better.
I think it's your phone.
It's not. Nope. I'm blaming it on Jeff.
Let me see. I'll move it over a little more. How's that?
Nope. Back a little bit.
No, I'm seeing it
Perfect.
just.
Right there.
I'm seeing it just fine.
Okay, cool. Never mind. You're good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff, it sounds to me like, if I heard this right, you stepped into eBay as kind of something to do, and then you found out it was successful, and you were mesmerized by the success and pulled in to do more than what you had initially thought you would do, because you found something that worked really well.
Yeah, and I was going to stay with, well, actually eBay was meant to be just part-time. I took a test back in May of 2020, right when I moved to Arizona, and I never got called for that job. So I figured maybe that I didn't score well enough to ever hear back from them. And out of the blue, to about a month ago, they called and said, "Do you want to join the class?" And I said, "Yes."
So what is it you're going to do?
I'm a first year heavy equipment operator apprentice.
Oh, you mean you get to drive the stuff with the great big tires and the...
Yeah, I've always do that. I applied for that job when I was 17, never got it. And I've been in the trades most of my life. And I said that if I ever get called, that I'm going to go do it. And I did. So my 2 week of training's done. And I have continuous training in September and October, but I've already got a job I'm going to be a drill rig operator.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
So,
where are you going to work?
I don't know. We're the company that I got hired on with does dry wells and stormwater management in Phoenix, of all places.
Phoenix, got it. Because I know you're from Midwest originally.
Born and raised in Chicago.
Darn right. So you started off, and how'd you get into reselling? How did you end up in this world that we are in?
I think I ended up in this world because I just found it interesting. Originally, when I started selling, I'd go to the thrift store and I'd find, I think finding that 1983 Sony Walkman for 50 cents that I sold for $140 is what piqued my interest,
It hooks you.
Yeah, I was an everything seller, and I was buying baseball bats for $4 and selling them for $150. And I'm like, man, this is kind of cool. And then obviously at some point you got to kind of niche down, and that's what I did. And it's still mostly clothing. And now with the job thing, it's kind of put me in a position where I got to change my handling time, and that's probably going to knock me out of top rated seller, but I got to do what I got to do.
How are you going to handle it?
2-day-a-week shipping.
So you're still going to do it?
I plan on doing it. Well, my lease ends at the end of April of 23, so I have no choice.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
I'm definitely going to keep doing it. I'm going to I may switch niches to something that takes up less of a footprint.
Makes sense. And so what do you currently sell?
Mostly men's and women's jeans, and then some odds and ends, nothing like electronic wise or any of that.
Gotcha. And are you a single man operation?
I had a part-time helper. She may work 1 day a week and I may work 1 day a week, depending on if I got to work Monday. Right now, they're saying Monday through Friday, 50 hours a week, possibly Saturdays. I almost got sent on a 10-month job that was 7/12s, but I guess that fell through. So I'm kind of glad I didn't get that.
Wow. So
Because
sorry, what are you gonna say?
I said, because if I did go on that job, it would be an out-of-town job and I wouldn't be able to come home for 10 months.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you went from, I don't know what you did originally. You did something originally and then started selling stuff on the side, kind of spitballed into a full-time thing. And now you got your dream job, but you're not stepping away from reselling completely.
No, I think it'd be silly to step away from it completely. Before when I first started selling, I was driving a semi in Chicago, and then I had a little storage unit, and I was doing some FBA and some little bit of eBay, but it was more FBA because it was so easy. Just drop the stuff at the UPS store and go to work the next day. And I found success there just doing retail arbitrage. I was selling the stupidest thing ever. Called a lint lizard. It was an as seen on TV thing to clean out your dryer lint area.
Okay.
I had a Bed Bath and Beyond. You buy their thing for $20 or whatever dollars a year, and you get an extra 20% or 10% off. So let's just say I was buying these things, like I'd go on their website and I'd buy 400 or 500 at a time it ended up being it'd be like $8 a piece. And they were selling on Amazon for $29.99. And every time they were in stock, they'd go out of stock within a couple days. That's how hot they were. Then I got hit with the counterfeit claim from the actual company. And that was it. I was done.
So my impression of Amazon when you get hit with a counterfeit claim is as long as you have invoices showing the product's authentic, then you're good to go. But I guess that didn't work in that situation.
Did not work for them. They didn't respond to any emails. No, they're notorious for hitting people with counterfeit or fake even on eBay. I think it was an as seen on TV product.
That's brutal.
Yeah. So hold on 1 second. I'll get the first product that I sold.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, the first product that I sold on the second product I sold on Amazon that I got really that I sold, like, I think in 1 month I sold $85,000 of this one product.
Jeez.
Let me grab it because it's quite interesting, actually.
I'm kind of thinking I want a lint lizard. I'm not sure why, but I like the name.
It's a great name. I'm sure it's in the shape of a lizard too, which makes it cool.
No, it's not anywhere near. It's just a piece of plastic that was probably made in China for 50 cents and sold for massive amounts of money. This is the first successful product I had on Amazon. And today it would probably get me a counterfeit because it wasn't my listing, but it's this here. You see it?
Yeah. What the heck is it?
The blood oxygen monitor for your finger.
Oh,
Okay.
pulse ox. I just sold one.
Yeah. So I was buying, I thought about trying to get in the replenishable game on eBay using these, and it was selling. But I found a listing on Amazon that had no sellers, and it was the identical thing, and it had 1,300 reviews, and it was still in the like 4.5 star range. So I listed on there, and I think the best month, I think I was selling for $14.99, and they were landed at my door for like $3.90. And the reason I quit selling these was because of the chip shortage. So they went from $3.90 a piece to $13.90 a piece. Yeah, but I sold about, I want to say 14,000 of them, something crazy. That's a crazy number.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was like, that's where I used that profit to start up the eBay business.
Wow.
And there was
you just have a knack for finding obscure little weird things like a lint lizard and a pulse ox?
The lint lizard thing was just totally by accident because I was shopping Home Depot clearance, and I bought like 10 of them there for like $4 a piece. and I sent them in FBA and they sold the same day. So when I went on, like, it was like a witch hunt. I kid you not, I was in 15 Bed Bath and Beyond stores in the Phoenix area. I was visiting my parents at the time. Then I got back to Chicago and I went to every Bed Bath and Beyond in the whole suburban area. I was buying them by the hundreds online. And finally, when I did get hit with the counterfeit claim, I maybe had 10 in stock. So it wasn't a big
Oh,
deal.
thank
That's
God.
so lucky.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I know what your family would be getting for Christmas.
yeah, out of lizards. So yeah, it was and then that I was doing the truck driving it was a good gig up there in Chicago. And I planned on never leaving it. And then it got really cold and I got really depressed. And I said, you know what? As soon as I get my 5 years in and I get my pension, I'm out of here. So that's what happened. I started there May 15th of 2015. And I worked there till May 30th of 2020. And I quit just the day I was eligible to get my pension.
Literally the worst employee.
Well, Jeff,
know.
I understand that you're going to be shipping 2 days a week, but what about sourcing? How are you going to source?
That's a good question. We'll see what happens here when I've been running some pretty heavily discounted sales the last month, and they say summer slowdown. We were in the midst of summer slowdown, and I was like, I got to try something, and I did pretty well there for let's just say mid-July or early July till now was probably one of my best months all year.
Was it
Wow.
good? Was it good just in sales or in profit for you? Because if you had to deeply discount them.
Well, I had deeply discount. I needed some money now versus
Yeah.
later. But I was still making money, but I wasn't making what I wanted to make. But I was still double, if I bought it for $6, I was still making $6 on it. So it's not like I
Sure.
was, taking a bath by any means, and I was charging shipping as well. So in the beginning of eBay, I was doing a lot of free returns and free shipping. And I just finally started doing the flat rate shipping and reasonably priced product, and people buy still. It's not like, a lot of people say, there has to be free shipping or else nobody will buy it. Well, that's not true. I know that.
No,
Yeah, the thing I've always wondered, Jeff, is I don't do free shipping because I'm always going to get offers. And I thought, well, at least my shipping is solid and I can negotiate. When I'm negotiating, I'm not negotiating with additional money out of my pocket for shipping because that's set. And so I don't do free shipping either. I don't think it's hurt me, but I live up in the absolute corner of the world in the Pacific Northwest, and everybody from Florida loves me. So I'm always shipping, across the country. So I do flat rate shipping and
Yeah,
and
seems
make a
like
little.
seems like Florida. Well, I get a lot of California buyers actually, which is
Really?
okay for me because flat rate shipping, obviously flat rate padded envelope is usually the cheapest way, but on occasion I've been getting some buyers that are I got a buyer right now that he buys 15 to 20 pairs of pants from me a week. He's in LA, and I asked him, I said, what are you doing with all these pants? He goes, well, I live in the Philippines, so I get them and then I ship them back over there and we resell them there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there must be a market for it over there.
That's
It's so
interesting.
strange because most of my sales come from Rhode Island.
That's odd. It's all going over to Europe probably.
Mine
kidding.
come from Florida. Most of mine are Florida. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
because you're not selling enough sweaters and jackets, Sally.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm making my average sale price is $20, not 40.
what's Thomas's average sale price? 40?
It's good. It's fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
Check
come
for,
on, Thomas.
it's probably more like 80. I checked his store. He's got a lot of high-end glasses.
No, it's not 80. I wish it was 80. That'd be the dream. It's fine. It's good. It's healthy. High average cost of goods. Super low sell through, but the ASP is decent. When you were a truck driver, I could be wrong, but did you also somehow manage to lose a bunch of weight?
Yeah, no, I was, that was before I was a truck driver, and I had
Oh,
that
okay, gotcha.
2014, is it? Yeah, 2014, I had that gastric sleeve surgery.
Oh, you did?
Gotcha.
And that
Yeah.
worked out pretty good?
Oh, it worked out really good. I was pushing 600, I would say, probably in 20.
No, I
No,
don't
yeah.
believe that.
Well, if you saw a picture of me, you'd believe it. You
That'd
wouldn't
be
even
like
know.
3 of you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
600.
I was pushing, I went from like 380 to 500 in a year somehow. And
Wow.
one of my friends said, Jeff, I'm just going to be honest with you. I said, I don't know, I think I was 32 at the time. He's like, it's nice to see you now, but I won't be seeing you at 40 if you don't lose some weight. And I'm like, you're full of crap, and I never really I never even thought about having the surgery. And then one day I'm like, you know what, I'm going to look into it. So I went on one of these forums, it's like the gastric sleeve forums. And I'm like, how much is it to do it in Chicago at the University of Chicago Hospital? It was like 30 grand outpatient cash price. And I'm like, yeah, I can't afford it. I could afford it at the time because I was doing okay dollar wise in the business I was in then. And I'm going to explore some options. So I checked into doing it in Mexico. So yeah, I went on, it was $8,500 cash price. I flew myself to San Antonio, took an Uber to the Mexican border, Eagle Pass, Texas. And the next morning I got picked up by the guy that was doing the surgery. Had like a motor van, and went down there, stayed 3 days, had the surgery, and came back home. And I'll tell you what, it was the next 18 months of my life were terrible.
Why do you say
But-
it was? Why do you say it was terrible?
Well, because I was always sick. Every day I was sick, throwing up from eating, because I wasn't used to, when they say that you should eat slowly and be careful with what you eat, they were right, because I would eat like, I went out, I was 4 months post surgery, and I went out to lunch with my mom. I had ordered some liver and onions, one of my favorite.
I love that too.
And I ate like maybe a quarter of it, a little bit of onion, a little bit of bacon. And I said, thanks for lunch. And we leave, and I get out to my car. I didn't even start the car, and I was puking out the door. That was a daily occurrence for like the first year. So
Damn.
I would just not eat, and at my lowest point, I think I was 202 pounds, and I'm 6'7", so I'm, carrying.
Good God.
Yeah. So being 202, it was pretty skinny, and then I got to like 215, and I stayed between 215 and 230 for the last 7 years. And then like right now I'm probably 245, but I can lose weight, if I don't eat, I can lose weight. If I want to lose 15 pounds in a month, I could lose it, no problem, because I just won't eat for a day every other day I'll eat, and I'll just drink protein shakes and water.
I'm kind of obsessed with this, but are you hungry? Does the sleeve make you not hungry, and so you're eating out of habit?
Yeah, it was probably, the sleeve, technically you're supposed to just eat 3 small meals a day, which I do a lot of grazing still, but
Yeah.
honestly, I can eat anything, but I just can't eat a lot of anything, because
Man,
your
this would
stomach,
to give you so much more time for reselling.
Yeah, now back to reselling. You notice any woman goes immediately to how much did it cost? What did it make you sick? Is it working? Forget reselling. Let's talk about weight loss.
let's talk about weight loss and how I used to drink a case of Corona in an hour.
Wow.
Oh, you could do that, huh?
I had some good talents when I was a big guy.
Oh, Ben, I bet nobody told you no either.
Oh, no, but now I feel great, and I'm glad I did it, because I say that's the number 2 best decision I made. The number 1 was having LASIK.
Really?
Yeah, someone said to me, this was in 2011, I bought LASIK off a Groupon, and they're like, oh, a cheap way to go. So I had that done, and then I had the weight loss surgery, and those were the number 1 and number 2. And then, of course, then I finally get an opportunity at this job that I know, I'm the first job that they assigned me to. I know I'm not going to like it, but it is what it is.
So you did something else. You did reselling, and now you're doing something else in addition to reselling.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets about reselling? Are you happy you did it? It sounds like you're still going to do it.
Do I have any regrets? Well, I do have some regrets. I wish I would have went a different route, but that's like water under the bridge and it's too late to change it. I wish I would have done something with a smaller footprint, maybe less space involved. But or more.
What do you, if you're selling jeans, did you say jeans now? That's too big of a footprint?
Well, I mean, I did have almost 5,000 listings, but I've sold so much in the last 6 weeks that I'm down to under 4. That takes up a lot of room.
You had that stuff you were selling on Facebook Marketplace they were killing it with too.
That stuff was great, but Facebook Marketplace, I'll tell you this, it went from, in November of 2021, I sold $40,000 on Facebook Marketplace of 3 items. Bluetooth headsets that I was buying for like $350. These carbon fiber, like minimalist wallets, I was paying about $350 for. And what else did I sell there? I forget, but those were the 2 main ones. And I was selling like over $1,000 a day some days, even up to 2.
Wow.
And then November 24th, they shut me down. Still to this day, I don't know why. And I kept selling until December 10th. Right when I got shut down, I just figured it was going to be a week hold because that was the last thing I had was a week hold. That was kind of like they wanted to confirm your identity type of thing. I just spent like $15,000 on inventory, and then I can go ahead, Sally.
No, I was just saying, geez, I'm sympathizing with you here.
So I bought the earphone, the headsets, and the wallets. So I had like $15,000 in inventory, and I had no money in the bank practically because I was riding it. It was kind of like every time you sold 100, you needed to buy 200, and so on and so forth. I bought these wallets. I think I bought 2,000 at once, so that was like 5 or 6 grand out the door. And then I bought 1,000 sets of the headsets, and that was at the time it was probably 4,500, 5 grand. And then November 24th, I get shut down. It says your account's restricted, but they didn't stop me from selling. They just stopped paying me.
Amazon?
No,
Amazon.
This was Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, Facebook Marketplace. Wow.
Yeah. Month over month was like doubled. Like August, I did 7,000. Then September, I did 14,000. Then in October, I did 22,000. Then in November, it was 40. And I stopped selling on December 10th because I was so far in the hole between inventory and postage that so I stopped selling. And then February, like 11th, I got a $32,000 deposit from Facebook.
February 11th.
Yeah.
Wow. 2 months later.
I mean, I even contacted a lawyer. They sent a intent to sue letter to Facebook. I don't know if that sparked them to release the money, but there was no customer service emails or anything. It was just a deposit from PayPal for 32. It was like $31,890.
So you just check your phone and you're like, cool.
Yeah, and I started the same day I got the deposit. I started reselling on Facebook again, but it never was. It was maybe the first week I had like $2 grand in sales, and then it steadily declined. It was like $110 a day, $75 a day, and then when I left, I turned everything off. I came back, I relisted everything, and the views are completely gone now. It's like everything's still listed. It's been over a week, and I've sold nothing.
Well, Jeff, if you
Weird.
if you could start from scratch right now and you had $10,000, would you sell on eBay? Would you sell Facebook Marketplace? Would you sell Amazon? And what kind of a niche would you do? Clean slate.
A clean slate, I would start selling stickers.
It's a Sticker Joe.
Sticker Joe.
We got to get him on too.
I don't get stickers. I don't understand stickers.
It's the overhead is like so low and the return on investment is so high, you know, if you can
What do people do with them? If you say stick, I'm gonna hit you, Thomas.
Put 'em-
I don't understand them. What do they do with stickers?
put them on their laptops, put them on their cars, put them on their boats, put them on their mugs. There's a sticker for everything. And
So would you hire somebody to make up some neat, I guess you could scrape the news, find out what words are in the news.
you
Come
go
up
on,
with,
you go on eBay and you look for the hot selling stickers, then you go have them printed and you sell them. So all Sticker Joe does, he uses Terapeak to see what stickers are selling, and then he scrapes
you
that
ser-
info.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find out. See, I have a sticker maker machine.
Yeah.
No, you don't have this kind of sticker making machine.
How do you know what I have?
You don't have this kind of sticker making
There are
machine, Sally.
volumes about me you don't know.
Sally, you don't have this kind of sticker making.
Well, he for the first couple of years, he never had a printer at all. He did it all just ordered online.
Wow. All right.
Then when he went full time for that, I think he was full time for 9 months, and he got an offer he couldn't refuse. He's a really good truck driver recruiter. He's got a remote position. He makes about, I want to say, around 80,000 a year working from home, and then he does the stickers part time, and I think he'll do about 150,000 in revenue in 22. But his
Darn.
printer, laminator, and cutter, I think total all in price on that was like 12 or 13 grand.
Wow, that's it.
And that's the small single head printer. There's other printers. He was looking at buying a bigger printer, and it was like 18 grand.
Wow.
And I don't think he's doing that right now, but with fun. The advantage to having a printer like that is you can sell a 3-inch sticker, but you can also sell a 12-inch of the same one. So he can do custom work that other people can't.
Is he's shipping them in just an envelope of stamps, right?
Yeah, he uses that Easy Post because they have some sort of tracking, but it's not really tracking. It just shows, when it arrives at a center.
And you know what? So you lose it. Big deal. Print another one.
Yeah, he just sends them a couple replacements, and
Jeez.
yeah,
it's smart.
He's got a good niche, but yeah, if I had a clean slate and 10 grand to start over, that's probably what I would do. Because I'm selling stickers I did it for a while. He's like, just take these 4 designs and sell them on Etsy. I was selling, $400 or $500 a week of 4 different stickers on Etsy.
Well, okay, just out of curiosity, what was your biggest selling sticker? What did it say?
Is this your cooler? It's a yellow.
That's it.
The Yellowstone character. I don't even know the guy. I never even watched the show, but it's if you go on eBay and search, is this your cooler Yellowstone, the sticker will come up, and it's a little 3-inch by 2.5-inch sticker, and it says, is this your cooler? And it's got a question mark.
What's funny is I watched that show, every minute of it, and I don't remember. That doesn't mean anything to me. So obviously
there was a line in there that was part, or that line in the show at some point, and it was a sticker that was selling. He copied it, and I think he still sells a couple a day.
Huh. Fascinating.
Wow.
You are just a wealth of information. So if your dream job goes belly up, or you say, you know what, I got my dream job and I just hate it, you just have to fire up eBay again.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm a first period apprentice. I can't quit. I have to, if I hate what I'm doing, I have to call my area coordinator and say, hey, you got to get me laid off. I just can't stand, I just hate this job, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just not really happy that I'm going to work for a drilling company, because I kind of wanted to get into a dozer.
I see that. I would too. I told Thomas, there's a place in Las Vegas. I don't know. It's like a block. You've heard about it, haven't you?
The Extreme Sandbox.
Oh, I want to do it. I told him as a kid, I used to check for keys on all the heavy equipment that the guys would leave by the side of the
Yeah.
road.
I think during my 2 weeks of training down there, the Caterpillar D3 dozer was my favorite machine in it. You know, it's 2022, so the blade, it had GPS blade control, so you could set it at 3 degrees below
Oh, wow.
grade or
Wow.
3 degrees above. Yeah, and I wish I would have had my phone to make some recordings of it, but it was pretty cool. It's but operating a dozer is one of the hardest equipment positions there is in this field, because like just knowing how to do without the GPS, knowing how to control the blade is a very, very hard thing to do. You know, if you're
I mean,
supposed
you make an oops and you're in 3 feet.
well, not necessarily. I mean, with the smaller ones, you know, if you're like finish grading or something, you have to be, I think, I think the tolerance is a half inch. It's not a
Jeez.
lot. So like you got to be very experienced on the machine in order to be a finish grader or a dozer operator, or a motor grader is one of the difficult ones with the blade underneath the driver.
Yeah.
That and the dozer are two of the harder ones. What I'm doing is, you know, if I end up, they do say that they hire a lot of apprentices that end up being operators that get paid actual scale in their first year. So that's what I'm hoping for. I don't want to be a helper. I want to be an operator. So
Well, you know, one last thing I'd like to ask is, what do you do for fun? What's your let off steam?
I enjoy shooting trap and skeet.
How do you cook those?
Well, you just got to go up to a range that throws clays and
Yeah.
take a shot.
Oh,
That's fun.
It's,
That's a good time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I like to go out here when it's 115 degrees out because nobody's out there. You know, come the winter time,
Mhm.
the place has a campground, and you know the snowbirds come in droves, and there's guys that live there for the whole winter, which is okay too.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't really get out too much, to be honest with you. It's either eBay, or now I got to go to work. I got to get up at 3 in the morning, which is, that in itself is like a job. I was telling Cheryl that it sucks, but you know,
but you're
it is,
doing, you finally got your dream job, so buck up, right?
yeah, fuck up or shut up, you know.
One or the other.
So yeah,
Will you come back and visit with us again sometime?
yeah, I'll give you an. I'd like to do an update when I'm working 50 hours a week and doing eBay and
I would love to hear that.
hating my life. No, it shouldn't be too bad, to be honest with you, because like I said, I've been waiting for this for a while. So, you know, I might realize that it really sucks, and you know, maybe I want to go flip burgers at In-N-Out. Who knows? You know, that's what I told a friend of mine. I said, well, worst case scenario, I could always be a fry cutter at In-N-Out because they start at about $18 an hour, and someone laughed at me.
I know. Unbelievable.
Jeez.
But you know, that's probably not going to happen either. I just want to have. I mean, if eBay was going better, I probably still would have said yes, because that's how much I want to do this job. You know, it's just like, it's not that I don't like reselling. It's just that I always wanted to do this job. So, you know, if I don't like it, I can always, you know, get laid off, or I don't really want to get laid off, to be honest with you. I want to kind of prove a point, because I waited 2 years, a little over 2 years, because I'm not a good test taker. So I scored an 80%, I think. And these people that I went through the class with took the test. One took the test in April and was invited to the apprenticeship in June, but he told them no because he wasn't in town yet. This guy is 53 years old. He left the University of Washington as a software engineer, but in management. And I said, why do you want to do this? He's like, I can't stand the corporate culture in Washington. That's why. So,
Nope.
so yeah,
I have certainly done that, and I understand that. It's,
so they immediately,
at least you're not going to sit back. You know, my fear is that to ever, you know, when I really get old, I know Thomas thinks I'm ancient already, but when I really get old, like 103, I don't want to ever say I woulda, shoulda, coulda. I want to say I did it.
yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. This guy, they're like, you got to be a surveyor / grade checker. That's the guys that set the cut and the fill and all the stuff that the actual equipment does, because he's really good at math. I think he scored a 95% on the test and a perfect score on the math section. And it's the only perfect score on the math section they've ever had, they said. So he's like, yeah, math is part of my job. He goes, I'm very good at it. You know, me, I can get by in math. No, that was my best. This is kind of funny. And when I was in high school, I went to Catholic high school in Chicago, but I got the boot on after my sophomore year. I got a B+ in math, and I had an F in religion. A B+ math, an F in religion, and an F in physical education. So yeah, I was never the kind of guy to really like school. And I told him, I said, I'm not good. There's two things I'm not good at. It's test taking and interviewing. I was never good with interviews. Maybe that's,
you know what? Well, this is an interview, and you are one of the most interesting people I've talked to in a long time.
yeah, you know, yeah, but this, when Thomas is like, I want to do an interview about switching careers, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely up for it, because it's it'll be interesting to see where I am in 6 months. That's for sure.
And we want to check back.
Yeah, I'll be around, probably not quite as much as I was. I think my membership just ended in the group too. So, but I lost that email. I don't know, I've gone through so many emails since I joined the group that I'll probably have to, if I do jump back in, it'll be, you know, it probably won't be in the next month or so. I'm so busy with this whole work thing, and you know, now the other thing that really kind of pisses me off is, excuse me, they only pay every other week. So it's like, I got to wait up, I got to work up before I got paid. So that kind of got to me. And I also, you know, I still have my CDL. I said, I don't want to go to a job that's dependent on having a CDL. And what does this company say? Oh, we only hire people with CDLs. I'm like, oh. So now here we go. I'm back to being a truck driver, not an operator. So yeah, it's we'll, you know, in the next 2 to 3 months, I think I'll really know where I'm going if I'm still working at this company. So
Awesome.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do when we finish this interview is I'm going to go online and find a lint lizard. I just want one.
you'll be severely disappointed. Get it, clean out your lint trap, and then send it back to Amazon. It's like me. How many you order? I had a car before I was vaping, I was smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, how do I get the smell out of my car? You know, so I go on Amazon, I get one of those ozone generator machines.
Yeah.
So I get it the day I'm trading the car in, I run it in there for like 8 hours. The smoke smells completely gone. I trade the car, and they didn't say anything about the cigarette smoke. And then I return the thing to Amazon because I didn't need it anymore, you know? So, but anyway, are we done here?
Yeah. We're done.
We're done.
Okay, yeah, I'll thanks for the interview, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Thank
Sounds
you
good.
so much. And you know,
Thanks, Jeff.
I wish you nothing but you just sound like you've got life kind of figured out. And I'm a little jealous that you get to go drive those things with the great big tires. And I'm going to keep up with you and check back, and hopefully you'll have some better news even for us in a couple months. So you take care.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well, and thanks for the interview. I'll talk to you guys later. Let me get off this.
Okay. Sounds good. Talk to you, Jeff. Bye.